This study focuses on our hypothesis that women in the STEM field are less comfortable than both men in the STEM field and men and women in non-STEM fields. A large portion of our research had already been acquired thanks to an IMRAD written by one of our group members. In her study, she created a 10-question survey and randomly asked 10 men and 10 women to fill it out. The topic interested her for the same reason that it interests us. Though countless studies have been conducted to measure female comfortability in college classes, few, if any, have focused specifically on women in the STEM program. This creates a significant gap in the question at hand, especially because over half of Texas State University students are female. Out of the 38,694 students enrolled at Texas State, almost 60% are women. As of fall 2017, the College of Science and Engineering is said to have showed continued growth with an enrollment of 6,542 students. Though the percentage of women and men in STEM majors at Texas State was not given on the website, the general collegiate population shows a significant drop in the number of females enrolled in certain STEM majors, with only 17.9% enrolled in computer science, 19.3% in engineering, and 43.1% in mathematics. Unlike men, who make up 71%, women make up only 29% of the science and engineering workforce, remaining quite underrepresented. In this documentary, we looked more closely at the population within Texas State University. In the IMRAD mentioned before, it was found that women were less comfortable in their STEM classes by an average of about 0.63, but only showed a difference of 0.20 compared to men. Interestingly enough, the IMRAD found that women and men in STEM classes had very small differences in comfortability, and the larger differences were found mainly between women in STEM classes and women in non-STEM classes. With the help of a camera and a hopefully inviting smile, we were able to get a few interviews with both STEM and non-STEM majors. We hope to discover if there is a difference not only in the amount of female students majoring in STEM, but also how they personally felt in the classroom.
Biology.
Industrial engineering.
Business marketing.
Microbiology.
Education. Communication disorders.
Theater major. Early childhood education.
Psychology.
Mass communication.
No, I do not. No. Yeah, because there's other students that when they ask a question, it's a very complex question and it doesn't amount to what I would ask.
Yeah, most of the time because I'm always confused. So
I don't necessarily ask questions, mostly because my classes are huge and I'm in the back and I don't want to scream at the teacher.
I mean, I try to. Sometimes I don't, but I try to.
Yes.
Semi-active. I raise my hand every now and then. I'd say so, yeah. I like to talk to people. I like presenting questions and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like participating and talking and being a part. It helps me learn better.
Most definitely. 100%, yes.
I do believe that there's some females, they're very insecure just because they're females themselves. And usually in the STEM program, males are morally recognized. Mm-hmm. But I think we've all had the equal amount. So I just feel like it's equal now. Mm-hmm. Versus when, back then where females, weren't allowed to answer questions and stuff like that.
I think it's very male dominated, and I feel like a lot of times just because we're women we don't get heard as often. I think female teachers really understand, but when it comes to male teachers, it's just...
I feel like for business marketing it's kind of the same thing. There are a lot of successful business marketing women and business marketing men. I feel like in the business world it's kind of the same. We have the same levels as women, and women have the same level as men, but I don't know what goes behind the scenes.
I feel like they're all included pretty much. I work at the Slack as well. We have a lot of female co-workers as well. Not necessarily, because we have, even in my pre-med pre-net club, we had a female president last year, and then now we have male, so it keeps on changing. We have a female vice president.
I would say they're pretty equal. Guys are kind of more becoming teachers nowadays. I see where you're coming from, but I think it's...
So my major is predominantly female. There's only 2 guys in my major. I think it's just a profession where it's seen as a more female profession. Switch to
In theater, I'd say that it's definitely even, right? It's not too one-sided.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's really lopsided in there. Yeah, I know
Personally, whenever I got to high school, there was a lot more men, but like overall and like in the classroom, there's a lot of girls.
Vice
I
versa.
do feel like there are more women just in that major alone, but it's not like based for any gender specific. Like I've never felt like it's for women or for men, you know?
Well, to be honest, from my personal experience, my classroom was pretty even, per se. Like, I know there's probably like more so females, I think, just because I think I see like more women at Texas State in general than men. But as for activeness, men and women were both active. I had Fluker as a professor, so it was like a really comfortable class where anyone could say what they wanted to say, so I really enjoyed it.
One method we used to measure the difference in activity between men and women were classroom observations, in which we tallied every time someone asked or answered a question. These tallies were categorized by gender of the person who asked the question and whether or not they're in a STEM or non-STEM course. We attended and tallied 3 STEM classes and counted 21 active females and 21 active males with variations in each classroom. In non-STEM, there was only a difference of 2 participants, with 56 females participating compared to 54 men. After interviewing several students, we were also able to talk to a few professors about their personal observations from within the classroom. We asked about their personal experiences as undergrads in their field, as well as if they noticed a difference in the activity of female students and male students in their classroom.
I teach biology freshmen. I think generally it tends to be equal. You know, if the girls goes for a STEM, she's going for STEM because she really likes that, because it's certainly not because it's easy. They tend to be confident in, you know, what they know and they're bringing for. I think girls are as vocal, if not more. Between me and my colleagues, like doing my master's or my PhD, I think we were equal. I think it's kind of funny to me. Back in Serbia, the biology university, we actually have biology university, it's mostly women. In each year we had like maybe 2 or 3 guys and like 80 girls. And then like chemistry, that's like the boys thing, or like computer stuff, and you know, so it's still STEM, but they're like different. Here, I noticed that it's pretty equal between guys and girls. It's, you know, it's, or maybe even more guys than girls. People that I know don't treat girls any different. I know it also, again, differs between different STEMs. I know like in engineering, for example, or physics, the girls tend to have a harder time. I think in biology is generally not a big deal anymore. But when you think about it, when you look at the faculty, where the older people are, right? So people that are close to retirement stuff, all the big shots are men, right? It's very rare to see a female that's kind of leading.
I teach various math classes. Right now I'm teaching business calculus and I'm teaching college algebra. It's a mix. It just depends, I think a lot of times, on the personality of the student, whether they are more comfortable. Because I have some classes where the men are very much outspoken, asking questions. I have some classes where there's the females have no problems asking questions. So I don't know that it's so much a gender thing as a personality thing. Some students feel very intimidated talking in front of other people, or concerned about what other people are going to think of them, versus wanting to know the answers. I know with me, I was very hesitant to ask questions. It's because I, once again, did not feel comfortable making mistakes in front of people. So I don't know that it was really a male dominant. I have, to be honest, I have never felt, because I was a female, I was disadvantaged. I competed against myself, not against guys or females. You know, I just wanted to be the best I could be. And I think that's probably a part of it today, is why I see what I see, is that a lot of times students are focused on everybody else around them rather than themselves.
At the beginning of this documentary, we came in with the idea that finding a good variety of STEM and non-STEM majors would be difficult. However, once we started, it was actually a lot easier than we thought to find a good mixture. While there are gender roles present, they are not as prevalent as one would expect. After conducting interviews with both students and professors, as well as comparing our results to the MRAD written by one of our group members, we were able to conclude that while gender comfortability differences are present, they have significantly diminished with time.